Thorgrim looked at the dwarves assembled in his throne room. He knew them all. His bravest, most ferocious warriors, his most loyal followers whom he trusted absolutely to act in his stead. Those assembled before him were bodyguards, counsellors, and friends all. At a gesture, servants brought in chests heavily loaded with the finest weapons and armour the hold could make. Elaborate suits of mail, well-balanced great axes, and sturdy shields. "This," announced Thorgrim, "is my gift to you. You can put aside your trades and be my huscarls. Without you this settlement is nothing, and I would honour you accordingly." Thorgrim knew he couldn't just rely on the clans dropping tools and taking up weapons in times of need. His army needed a spine of professional warriors who could go toe-to-toe with any opponent and that could command other units as the need arose. Freed from the need to have a trade to make a living, these huscarls could spend longer in training and help protect the miners from any dangerous creatures they may find deep underground. Forming the spine of the army was but the first step. As he looked upon the satisfied smiles of his chosen few, Thorgrim's thoughts turned to the next steps needed to secure the hold for the future, and possibly expand his domain. I thank you very much for dropping by and for returning to the old world. In a previous video, I did an unboxing of North Star's Dwarf Heavy Infantry. So do have a look at that if you've not already. This is the outcome of really painting up the first 20 of the 30 models, done to form what will be equivalent of hammerers for my Warhammer Old World army. In my previous video, I commented on a few of the thoughts I had initially, and just to add to those, the models are certainly more Tolkien-esque than the Games Workshop equivalent, and if we just move aside the Games Workshop Thane and the Advanced Hero Quest character for a second, so you can just focus on the models from the box. You might notice a couple of mold lines. I did talk about them in the previous video and say they were quite difficult at times to find. Some only really showed themselves in my lighting at the second or third highlight. So slightly lazily, and given that this is a block of troops, I didn't go back and scrape them clean and then do all the layers up again. So I think I can probably get away with that from arm's reach. I think they did paint it quite nicely. I am happy with the results. There's enough detail in the models to make them interesting, whilst also being able to churn them out at a reasonable rate and get on with the project. So that's all nice and positive, really. Next up will be finishing this box off, which will be 10 guys painted as Ironbreakers, so it's going to be sword and border equivalents. And then it'll be on to the next box. I had hoped to purchase something a little bit different, with a view to doing another unboxing and then painted up, I should say, unit video. However, when I went to buy them, all that was in stock was Dwarf Heavy Infantry. So I've got another box of those on their way, which I will use just to really finish off the huscarls before moving on to the rest of the army. So that'll be 2 units of 20 great weapon armed guys and 1 unit of 20 hand weapon and shield. So that's it from me in relation to my first unit and a couple of characters, obviously. Just ends for me to thank you for dropping by and for returning to the old world. Have a great day. Cheers.